There's two letters in the English language that have completely different meanings. And it's F and U.
F and U.
Yeah. So follow up.
Yes.
Now, I will follow up with somebody until you tell me F you. You know, you would think that being in real estate for 21 years, I would be an alcoholic, but I'm not.
There's a lot of drinking in real estate.
There's a lot of drinking in real estate. Ginger ale is my drink of choice.
There used to be a lot of parties and stuff. We used to have a good time. It's not the same anymore.
No, I think COVID kind of...
It's kind of like so how, I'm 45. How old are you?
I'll be 47.
Okay, so you and I, same generation. You grew up in the clubs.
Oh, yeah.
You grew up where like there was actually dress codes and you had to wear like nice outfits, not like ripped shirts, so they wouldn't let you in.
Correct.
Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
And it's over.
It's over.
There's
Nobody cares anymore.
Nobody goes out. Nobody goes out. Nobody talks to each other. On top of the fact that, like nobody dresses nice. Now there's no more clubs anymore. And now there's no more real estate parties.
Yes, but even in real estate, and I hate insulting people, but, I mean, I always have suit pants on, a dress shirt. Yeah. I have a jacket, but I'm not wearing it right now. But I feel like, you see photos on Facebook of like, oh, we just sold a house. And I cannot tell who the realtor in the photo is because they're so dressed down.
Yeah. So you've always had like a politician look about you.
Well, I look at politics and real estate go hand in hand. Politicians, they want your vote. Okay. I want your listing, or I want the confidence for you to buy with me. So it does, I mean, you're out there, you're on social media, you're in the public. I mean, I'm very involved with my community, my school district. You want to show, and I do care, but you do want to show that you do care.
Yeah.
And you want to be authentic about it. Because, if you're inauthentic, they're going to know that, and they're not going to trust you. So, yes, I do feel like politics and real estate do go hand in hand because, you're in literature. You're mailing people to their homes. Mm-hmm. You have your signs with your face on it. You're always out there, shaking hands. I'm not kissing babies, but, you're shaking hands and you're trying to gain the public's trust to like, wow, like, if I'm going to sell my largest asset, who am I going to call? And hopefully it's me.
So this podcast is a long time coming.
Yes, it is. And I'm happy that you've waited patiently for me to be on your show. So thank you for that.
You've made me wait about 3 to 4 years. But again, it's worth the wait.
We're here.
So you're a legend, my friend.
Well, thank you. Yes.
Because you have what very few agents have, which is, I mean, many things. But like the one thing I'm talking about specifically is success and longevity.
Correct.
Success through longevity.
Yes.
Right?
It's been 21 years.
Damn.
In this business, and to think about that, my career has, I mean, generally speaking, the majority of agents that I know come in the business and they bounce out of the business.
3 years,
if that. And yeah, I mean, it's been weird. Like, I started in 2004, and I was part-time. I started in April of 2004. I met my wife, in June of 2004. So Becky has been with me on this roller coaster ride.
Big year.
So
2004, pre-2007. So basically, you got on the roller coaster as it was like...
Going up. Yes, but the funny thing is that I started my career in a different direction.
Okay.
So 2004, I was part-time.
Got it.
2005, I quit my job.
What was your job?
I was in sales.
Okay.
I was selling electronic components.
How long did you both at the same time?
1 year.
Okay.
And then I was like, I can't, people have this illusion that they're going to do, and I hate that. I practice real estate. I don't do real estate.
Yeah.
That they're going to come in this business and they're going to change everything, and they're going to quit their job, their full-time job to get into real estate full-time. They're kidding themselves. You can't do anything in life part-time. Doctors don't doctor part-time, lawyers don't lawyer part-time. If you're a realtor, you're a realtor. I mean, that's the bottom line. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, I was living at home with my mom. I had no mortgage. I had no kids. Don't you miss those days? I do.
I would move back in with my mom tomorrow.
If I could, I would, but Becky would probably divorce me. Yeah, so it's just cheaper to keep her at this point. Yeah. And, I think my kids like having both of us as their parents together.
All right.
But so I quit my job. 2005, I started full-time.
Okay.
And I started the rental route.
Oh,
yes.
That's interesting.
So all these people.
So it wasn't a scenario where you were doing real estate part-time to get enough deals in the pipeline where you felt comfortable leaving your full-time job.
Correct.
You were like dabbling in real estate while working your full-time job, and then you said to yourself, I want to go all in on real estate, and you just jumped in the deep end of the pool.
Again, I was 25, 26. I had Becky, we were living together at my mom's house, so I had no rent. It was great. And, and 2005, I was off and running, and I've never looked back. I mean, do I question myself every now and then saying, oh, it'd be nice to get a paycheck every other week and getting full benefits? It'd be wonderful. But, but the rental business, and again, for all you people out there, I was the original rental king. I have articles of incorporation. Also, if you Google Eliot Lonardo, rental king, you will see my TV commercial. My wife and my best friend were my customers. You should find that and put that in here. Eliot Lonardo.
Do you have a TV commercial from 20 years ago?
20 years ago. Full head of hair, skinny. Wow. It was great. Yep.
Wow.
My wife and I would look great back then. And so all these people out there that go, oh, I'm the rental king. I'm the rental king. No, you're not. I was the original rental king.
Eliot Lonardo of RE/MAX North Shore is the rental king. If you're a landlord looking for a qualified tenant or an individual looking for the inside track into Suffolk's premier rentals, call Eliot Lonardo of RE/MAX North Shore, because the rental king always treats you like royalty.
So I did that. I did corporate relo for about 12 years as well.
Okay. Corporate relo meaning what?
So I had a lot of different accounts.
Okay.
And
with corporations
that on Long Island.
People? How did you do that? That's cool.
So I hooked up with a local relocation company.
Got it.
And they had all these contracts. And I mean, I sold, I rented, I sold CEOs, CFOs, presidents.
Does that still go on?
After COVID, unfortunately, that company did close down.
There are.
Oh, yeah.
There are companies that do that.
Absolutely.
That is really interesting.
Huge.
Corporate relocation.
Yeah, a huge business. But I did that for 12 years. And then during that time period, I mean, I was the rental king. I was doing 100 rentals a year. That's what really got me through, like the downturn from like 2008 to 2012, because the rental business was still viable where, the housing market kind of like, yeah.
So talk to me about, because I have a lot of rentals. I've been renting for a decent amount of time now. And tenants, like Amanda handles my rentals and she does a great job. But lately she has been dealing with an absolute, these people are a fucking nightmare. When I tell you nightmare, like she'll book like 6 people to show up at the same time. Nobody shows up.
No one shows up.
Or they'll call and they're like, I'm 5 minutes away. 20 minutes later, what's up? Oh yeah, I'm still 5 minutes away. She calls them back in. They don't pick up. Or they say, hey, I'm tied up. Can you meet me tomorrow? It's like, I've just been waiting an hour extra for you. You called me 3 times and told me you're 5 minutes away.
Yeah. So
is this a new thing or is this forever?
It's forever.
Okay. So people have always been assholes.
It's forever. I mean, back in about 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
I had a client of mine, did a very high-end rental for him in Bayville.
Okay.
And I found that he bought a house in Northport for $1.5 million.
Okay.
And I'm like very good at staying in touch with everybody. So I called him. I said, Steve, I just had to ask you, like, why didn't you call me to help you buy your house? And he goes, I didn't know you sold houses. So like as realtors, we assume that, people know what we do. So if we do rentals, they think that we sell homes. If we sell homes, they think we do rentals. But it's really got to educate the consumer, because here's a guy that, because I was so entrenched with the rental king and the rentals, that he didn't know that I sold houses. And I'm like, oh my God, like how many other people don't realize that I sold houses? And that's when my, everything flipped. Now I still do rentals. I'm the sales and rental leader. But that's why everything on Facebook generally is listings and selling, because I never want to be in that position again where people don't know that I sell houses.
Very interesting.
And
you did 100 rentals a year?
I was doing 100. I was doing between 85 to 100 rentals a year.
That's wild.
Oh, it was great.
That's a great business.
It was a great business, but it was a lot of work, and like it built a lot of relationships. And again, I don't want to sound like cliche, but we're in the relationship business. It's relationships, referrals, and money. You get a lot of these young people who watch those TV shows, and they're like, oh, this is easy. I can do it. Well, if it was so easy, the lifespan of a realtor wouldn't be less than 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just gotta, plant the seed and keep working it. I mean, too many people just give up. I called them one time. We'll call them again. I always say there's 2 letters in the English language that have completely different meanings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's F and U.
F and U.
Yeah. So follow up.
Yes.
Now, I will follow up with somebody until you tell me F you.
Yeah. You don't follow with them after they say F you?
No.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, that they moved on to somebody else.
Okay.
I mean, listen, most people, thank God, I follow up with, and don't tell me F you.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the listing, but.
So do you have like a systematic way behind your follow-up? Like, how are you managing all that? Because you know a lot of people.
I know a lot of
people. You got to keep that organized.
I do.
I mean, are you using the notes section in your phone, or are you a little...
It's really pathetic. It's really, really pathetic. I use an Excel spreadsheet.
No, that's okay.
No. Like, that's the CRM, that's CRM.
There are people using marble notebooks, or they're using the notes section in their phone.
No, I have about 415 people in my database.
Okay.
And one thing about me, like I do text.
Okay.
I love calling people.
Because we're old.
We're old.
We do.
And I love calling people. And every 90 days, I generally hit up all of my sphere.
Okay.
And it's
at one time, or are you constantly rotating?
It's rotating.
Like every week, you're going to call 20 people.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the car.
Okay.
Like, I don't have TikTok. I know people are like this with the jewel company. Like, I don't have Facebook. I get half my business from Facebook.
Okay.
I don't have, I really do nothing on Instagram. I'm old. Facebook is like,
not really.
I know, but compared to like this new generation of realtors that wear no socks and like, they wear jeans, and I'm old. I'm old. I'm old school.
Okay. Old school is different than old.
Yeah, I'm old school.
I'm okay with that.
I come from, my mom, she's an entrepreneur. Like, selling is in my blood.
Yeah.
I love people. I love sales.
You like selling?
I love talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I mean, overall, I've been very successful in my career. And, I love people. I love helping people. I love the feeling. And I know, like, I like people. I like houses. Not about the houses. It's really about the people. Mm-hmm. It's like right now I'm selling a house for $1 million. And I got them from their cousin who I sold the house to last year. I mean, all of my business is all referrals. I mean, it's been great. It really, but I put in the time, and I think that's what people don't understand.
How long did it take you to start to get traction?
3 to 5 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Rentals right out the gate or no?
Rentals, yes.
Was it because typically, like, a lot of people didn't want to do rentals?
Correct.
So it's low-hanging fruit?
So, yeah. When I started in 2005, I was with Prudential Douglas Elliman. Mm-hmm. And, the market was crazy. Nobody wanted to do rentals. It was like, a rental. And I'm like, I mean, if you do the rental correctly, it's quick.
So unpack that, because I agree with you 100. First of all, I think that if you're doing rentals, you could kill it, because I think nobody really wants to do rentals. They snub their nose at it, but you could do the volume and it's quick cash.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not waiting 90 days.
Oh,
like,
no.
Bang, 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 bang.
There's no title issues. There's,
Every month, just bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
So unpack doing it right. What does doing it right mean?
Well, first of all, doing it right is doing it legal. Okay. Like, I will not take an illegal rental. Like, I got to sleep at night. I mean, people come to me, I have a basement, I have this. Is it legal? No, I'm sorry. I'm not touching that. And it's just understanding, like, educating your landlord about, obviously fair housing in the state of New York, has really come a long way in terms of, source of income as a protected class. So if someone says, well, you take a voucher, the answer is always yes. You get the dumb people. Oh, my landlord told me no programs. I'm not touching that. I will walk away, because if someone is qualified with, the voucher, you can't say no to them.
I love vouchers.
So do I.
I do. I love vouchers.
I mean, why wouldn't someone say, hey, the government's giving me guaranteed money,
yes,
month after month?
You know how many delinquent tenants I had during COVID?
Zero. Yeah.
Zero.
And then delinquent tenants that I got complaints about because of COVID, plenty. Because they lost their jobs, they weren't working.
Yeah.
So, it's just being intelligent. To me, like, whether I'm at an open house or whether I'm helping someone with a rental, everyone's a tester if you don't know them.
Yeah.
And everyone's treated the same exact way.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's just, obviously in New York State, as long as I know that you are recording me, that's all you have to know about. So you could have like a pocketbook camera, you could have an eyeglass camera, you could have a pen camera.
Yeah.
And I'm saying stupid things. And you're recording me and I don't know it. It's like that Newsday article with all those agents that were saying, ignorant things. Now listen, am I a salesperson? Absolutely. But I'm never going to risk my license trying to make a connection with you. Oh, how's the school district? I'll be straight up. I can't answer that. It's a housing question. How's the neighborhood? What kind of people live in the neighborhood? Humans? I don't know. I mean, It's weird when people ask us.
Yeah.
And you just need to understand, that I know you want to be their friend because we're in, sales. But again, nothing is worth risking my license and losing my entire career and great reputation over a couple of dollars. That's not changing my life in any which way.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Keep going down the rental thing. So legal, yes. But like you were doing 85 to 100 and you're dealing with people who are like flaky and don't show up. How do you manage that? Like I would kind of dive into like, how did you go about managing
I mean, a lot of the people that I was helping were corporate relocation. They were coming from other parts of the country. They were unfamiliar with Long Island. So, our strategy was always, let's get you a rental. Let's have you live, Long Island for a year. And then we'll talk about purchasing a home possibly in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But then you do get your flaky people who, hey, if you're going to be late, if you're not going to show up, call me, text me. I have a 15-minute rule. I still have that rule today.
Okay.
Where we have an appointment and I don't know you. And I'll call you in the morning. We'll confirm the appointment. And then, I'm like, listen, after 15 minutes, I leave.
Yeah.
And, you got to because there's no excuse in this day and age where people they have this.
Yeah.
I mean, just, hey, I'm running late. But I really get pissed off at agents too. Like last week, this is great. I have an appointment in Dix Hills at 12:30. I'm meeting the agent at the house with her buyers. She cancels the appointment at 12:22 while I'm in the driveway.
Yeah.
I have no control over that.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you still should have showed up with your people, even if they didn't want to buy the house. I mean, my people left the home. I'm in the driveway waiting for you. I mean, listen, consumers, realtors, we all could do a better job at, don't tell me you're going to be 30 minutes late when I'm at the house. That's another one.
Yeah.
We're on the way. You didn't know that 30 minutes ago? I know in my travels how long I'm going to be late. And I'll be like, I'm running 5 minutes late. Just a courtesy. And I feel like, in this world we live in, it's getting worse.
Yeah. I don't know if it's getting worse or if we're becoming less tolerant as we get older.
Maybe.
That's the thing I kind of ask myself sometimes. Are things really changing or are we just getting older and we're changing and becoming less tolerant? I remember my father, who's 73 now, telling me that people are assholes for the last 45 years of my life. And I used to be like, no, Dad, everything, this, that. And as I get older, I'm like, he's kind of right.
Yeah, I mean, people are assholes.
Yeah, he's been saying everyone's full of shit my entire life. I'm like, no, they're not. I'm like, yes. Yes, they are.
Yeah, listen, do I run into people that are full of shit? Absolutely. But I always look at the greater good, but I am getting a little disillusioned because it's becoming about me.
Yeah.
And we have these terrible things that, it's just everyone's an addict. My wife, who's a veterinarian, one of the smartest women I know, and at nighttime she'll be on TikTok, and I'm like, she's like, oh, you gotta watch this. Oh, you gotta watch this, and I'm like, I don't want to.
TikTok is I love TikTok. I've been trying to stay away from it. It is a mind-numbing thing where you'll lose 2 hours like that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing. If I go on the treadmill, I'm like, I hate going on the treadmill. I'll put TikTok on and just flip on the treadmill. 2 minutes later, I'm done with an hour. I'm like, oh, this is great because it just literally, but it's not a good thing.
No, it's definitely not. And I just think that, the other day, and I feel terrible. I mean, listen, my daughters, they have, one of them has an iPhone, one of them has an iPad, and I do try to limit their exposure to it. But I'm showing the house the other day. I'm with the agent, and they had their granddaughter, the people that were looking with them, and I mean, literally, this kid is walking down the basement stairs, and it's I don't think she could have walked any slower.
Zombies.
It's put down the phone and walk down the stairs. I mean, it was really, and there was like a movie theater down there, which is super cool in the house. So you would think that, she was excited when she saw that, but it was like just walking down the stairs, like, just put it down.
We're old, man.
I know, and even like when you go to restaurants now, everybody has like a screen in front of them. Like, what was the point of going out to dinner? Just stay home.
It's a different world.
It is a different world.
So, you've been through a lot of markets. You've seen a lot of different things happen. Like you've been through the 2007 going up to 2007, which was just crazy.
Crazy.
Anything that got listed sold.
Oh yeah.
Survived through the crash. What was that like?
As I said, I was very blessed because my rental business, carried me through. And I mean, homes, it's funny. I'll get memories from like 10, 12 years ago on Facebook and be like, I sold this house in 97 days. And it was very slow.
Yeah.
It was very slow. And interest rates went up. And, now they're up again. But in this market, no one seems to care about interest rates. It's like a non-factor.
How have things changed over the last 20 years?
Oh, we had so much of the knowledge as realtors. And now today, my God, you go onto Redfin or Zillow or Trulia or any of these other, sites, and everything is the whole history of that house and what they paid for it and what. It's we don't have any secrets anymore. It's all the consumer knows more than we do.
So what do you think about that? Do you think that, in 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 years, there won't be like real estate agents will just be kind of like a boutique white glove type of thing? Do you think there'll be less agents? Do you think, no, it doesn't matter?
Listen, let's talk about like licensing. Licensing to become a realtor is a joke. It was a joke.
Yes.
My wife needed 8 years of schooling to become a veterinarian. I needed 45 hours 22 years ago in a hotel conference room on Tuesday, Thursday nights. And I knew nothing. I could fog a mirror. And when I went like this, they said, oh, your pulse. And they gave me a license. but we are, when I was a director for NYSAR, we are the largest lobbying organization in the state of New York, collectively. We have over, I think, 67 or 68,000 members. And, they like that. If you really want to change real estate, people complain about, oh, the dues are $700. Like, have you been to Blackstone for like 6 people with drinks? It's over that.
It's definitely over that.
Like to me, if you really want to like change this industry and not have, part-timers and retirees and whatever else we get in this business, and I'm not saying they're not good people, cost of doing business, $5,000 a year. That should be the fee. And trust me, you're going to get rid of half the people, because if they're not making in this business, they're not paying that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But I still see, during my time, we had Foxtons, we've had a bunch of, discount companies that were trying to revolutionize and change real estate. And here it is, 21 years later for me, and I'm still here, and I'm still providing a service, and people still want my help, and I'm grateful.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. There's a lot of people that have said to me, like, I think the real estate agent will be extinct the next amount of time. People will buy houses online, all that. I don't agree. I think it's a nerve-wracking process. There's a lot of pieces to it. It requires a lot of hand-holding. I think regardless of how tech-savvy we become as human beings, there's a certain human element that people are always going to want. So I'm with you.
Listen, I got like another, 10, 12 years in this business before I retire. And it'd be someone else's.
You'd be too young.
No, never.
Really?
Yeah. No. The two things I will say about real estate, two things real estate, they don't teach us in real estate. Number one is safety. Safety to me is paramount.
Okay.
I feel that, we are dealing with, like I really work only on referrals, but in the rental world, I do deal with strangers. Mm-hmm. And like, for example, I will not, if I don't know you, I will not go by myself to show you a property. So either like my daughter will come with me, or I will take one of my female colleagues with me, because we live in a very accusatory world.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And I never want to put myself in a position where like, and I would never be inappropriate. I would never like, but you always got to unfortunately think that, oh, well, he said something to me. So I will never, and then you have a lot of, you have a lot of women in this industry. that put themselves out there, and God forbid, I mean, they don't know who they're meeting. I mean, one of my friends, she's asked me on a number of occasions to go with her, because it's a nutty world, and I did learn a few years ago that more realtors are assaulted in this country than cops, but it goes underreported.
Really?
Really? Yeah, it's very scary. Like I will never I'll never park in a driveway so someone, can't block me in. I'll never go down a staircase first.
Oh, you got all the angles, huh?
Oh, no. But you have to think, you got to be aware. Because people, I mean, again, we put ourselves out there. I mean, listen, I'm old in terms of this business where, like, literally, I didn't know people. And I'd be like, call my car. Like, I had no idea who you were. I mean, you could have killed me. Really? Like,
you're kind of an intimidating guy.
I'll meet you. Yeah, I'll meet you at my office, and then come in my car and I'll drive you around and and then you could murder me. I mean, but realtors do get murdered, unfortunately. I mean, there's been several that in my career that I've heard about. So you just got to be careful. And then the second part of that is financial. Like, I don't live check to check. Mm-hmm. I could not have a closing for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Like, it doesn't affect my life. Like, I have a great CPA. I got a great financial advisor. We all collaborate. What's the goal here? And the goal is, and again, I know plenty of older realtors. I don't want to be 80 years old in real estate.
No, I get everyone's goals are different. So your goal is by 60?
By 60,
you're out.
I'd like to be, done with real estate. I think over a 30-year career for any business is enough.
What would you do after real estate?
So,
because 60 is young.
So, my wife and I always laugh about this because I want a mindless job. I mean, so either and again, I love Costco, but I want to be the receipt checker. I want to be the guy that you leave in the store.
Bullshit.
No, right? Or I'll get a job as like a security guard in a condo. And beautiful weather today. It's a great day. Have a nice day. I want mindless. I don't want to think about kitchens, bathrooms, out of possessions, mortgage people, lawyers.
Oh my God.
I just want to think of just Zen and not the constant, another month before this close. I mean, you think about the fact how, like, as realtors, and again, I don't have to worry about, money in terms of check by check, but we still always okay, it's 30 days before we close on this. It's like the countdown's always starting. So, so I laugh when people say to me oh, it's quick money. And I'm like, where is this quick, rentals? Yeah. But if you're selling a home, so on my desk in my house, I have a baton and, like a relay race, and it's a gold baton. It's on my desk in my house, my home office. And I remind myself that, real estate is really like a relay race. So it's like, the seller or the buyer, they hire you and they give you the baton. And then, whether, then there's a listing agent or a buyer's agent, and we're sharing that baton. Then from that, we go to we get an accepted offer. Then we give it to the home inspector. So there's different, running down that track, trying to get to the finish line. Where you have the underwriter, you got the mortgage person, you got the surveyor, you got the title company. There's a lot of
somebody can drop the baton
or hit you over the head. I mean, they could. I give to the title, to the mortgage, the underwriter. Everybody. Every mortgage person I speak to. Oh yeah, they're great. They're great. They're great. They're great until they're not great.
Yeah.
So it's definitely it's an interesting business, but I think it's not for the faint of heart. And then you get the disappointments. You get the friends who don't use you, or you get the family members who don't use you. And it's like, really? And then it's just, but you got to keep moving forward. I mean, I think that's it. Just next, keep moving. Because, I don't know another industry where literally you could put 2-3 years with somebody and then they could just vanish.
Yeah. But I think, I understand what you're saying. And it's definitely frustrating. You wouldn't be human if it didn't bother you. But it's like, you almost have to compartmentalize it and just keep going. It's very easy to just get knocked off your game.
Correct, and then just give up.
Yeah, it's hard. And I think the biggest thing in real estate is, like you were saying, most agents don't last, is because you're running a full business.
Well, I run a business, and you own a business, but I'm in the business of real estate. You're in the business of real estate. You know, I feel a lot of people, and again, real estate is one of these fields where, you know, you could be a door dasher, you could be a dog walker, you could be a teacher, you could be a retired fireman, you could be a cop. Like, there's nothing set in stone of, like, you know, your backgrounds. So, you know, if you're a teacher, and I love teachers, my daughter wants to be one, you know, like, you're teaching. You're not running a business.
Yeah.
It's
a totally different skill set.
Totally.
And you have to be dedicated to it 100%.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you know, this is, you know, emailing, texting, calling. I mean, even
it never shuts off.
It never shuts off. Never.
So, and being somebody that's like going to go down the road that you've already been down, how do you manage that? Like, I'm not married yet, and I don't have any kids. You're married. You have a 10-year-old. You have a 12-year-old, and you basically have like a 7-day-a-week type of job.
Correct.
How do you do that?
Well, I'm very blessed, first of all, that my wife, you know, well, she works like 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You know, so I can, you know, she can take the kids to dance, and, you know, I try to be there as much as I can. I really do. I love my daughters. You know, they do know that when I'm in the car and I'm on the phone to be quiet, like they're trained. You know, it is frustrating. Even on vacation, we go away and I'm on, like, I'll be right back. I mean, I do try to. When you're at a certain level, it's your life.
Yeah,
it's your life.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I mean, there's give and take with everything.
You know, so, like, I don't know when this is going to be on, but, like, I'm leaving this weekend.
Next week.
Okay, so I'm going to Disney World.
I just came back.
Yeah, I leave Saturday.
Have you been there?
Yes.
You like it?
4 years ago. I mean, it's okay. My credit card loves it. Has the best time.
No, Disney loves it that you're there because they love your credit card.
Oh yeah,
your credit card definitely does.
No, well, yeah, the mouse loves my credit card.
Yeah.
But I you know, but it's like, you know, like
it's wild how expensive that.
Oh, it's don't get me started, please.
I mean, I had a great time.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's like, yeah, it's.
I mean, they have figured out every way to suck the most amount of money physically possible out of you.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a brilliant business model.
It is. It is.
But yes.
And yet they keep raising their prices and we keep paying it. So.
And the place is packed.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of fun though.
You know, so, like, I have 2 listings coming out the week of the 12th.
When you're going.
Yes. So I had the photo shoot, one this morning or one tomorrow, and then they're coming out next week, and then open houses will be the 17th and 18th. So I do try to, you know, accommodate my sellers, but, you know, they do understand I'm going away, and then we'll launch.
Is the majority of you, so do you work with more buyers than sellers? Is it a mix?
So at this point in my career, I would say it's 70% listings and 30% buyers.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of my sellers will be buying with me. So a lot of people, like the 2 houses that are coming out, they've already bought their homes.
Yeah. And
now I'm selling their homes. You know, but theoretically, I work only on referral when it comes to buyers. I don't really work any buyers with, like, cold leads, because there's no connection, there's no relationship there.
Yep.
And, you know, to me, loyalty is everything. So I want loyal. You know, I always like loyal buyers.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Final question is, you're a local legend in the space. Every agent knows you. You've been around for 20 plus years.
I'm the only Eliot.
You what?
I'm the only Eliot.
There's another Eliot.
There's no
Elliot.
Elliot.
Oh, no. Elliot's his last name.
No, my you know.
You are the only Elliot.
In the town of Huntington.
Yes.
I'm the only Eliot. So
you're the only Elliot.
It's like Elvis.
But it's very impressive for you to be at the level that you are for the consistently for the amount of years that you have.
Yes.
So there's a lot of agents that are going to watch this and they're going to be like, I want to be Eliot.
I know. Well,
so I guess the question is, you know, what advice can you give them on, you know, how to get to the level that you're at and how to sustain that level?
Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. So I can tell you real quick, you know, my dad walked out on us, my sister and my mom, when I was 12 years old. I had 4 friends in high school. I was bullied. I was picked on. It was awful. I was an introvert, which is kind of hard to believe. But
it is hard to believe.
I had very low self-esteem. And at 20 years old, somehow I came out of this shell. I have not stopped talking. Don't be a secret agent. Like, let everybody know what you do, what you offer, who you are. I mean, I'm very involved in my school district and my community. I sponsor a tremendous amount of events. You know, And it's just show up, care, be authentic, and just stick with it. I mean, you're planting seeds. I mean, so much of our business is planting seeds. I mean, they may not be ready today to sell their house, but just keep following up, keep following up, keep following up, and just let people know what you do. I mean, how many people I know, they're like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a realtor. Like, why are you whispering that? You know, I'm gonna give you a real quick story before we end. But I was at a networking group a few weeks ago, and there was this young girl. She's a mortgage person, and I see her at an open house a couple of weeks later in Melville, and she's like this on her phone. So I observed her, and I walk up to her and I say, listen, I said, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but nobody knows who you are and what you're doing in this equation. Mm-hmm. I said, you're never going to get business by looking down at your phone while people are walking into the open house. I said, pick up some sheets, pick up your business cards, and when people walk in, greet them and say, hi, I'm so-and-so from, so-and-so mortgage. And, so she did that. But it's like, you can't teach sales. Yeah. You gotta, I don't know, as I said, it's in my DNA. So it's been, again, 21 years. It's been an incredible journey. I'm grateful that I've stuck through it, the good, the bad, the roller coaster. I'm still here.
Well, I'm grateful that you came in and you spent the time that you're educating the Long Island realtor base. So if there's anybody out there who's looking to buy or sell in the next 12 years.
12 years.
How do they get a hold of you? How do they get in touch with you? You could get me on Facebook, Eliot, Eliot, 1L, 1T, Lonardo. I'm not a Ninja Turtle, LONARDO @gmail. Or certainly give me a call or text at 631-374-6555. I'm Nancy Homebuyer. You have a house you want to buy or sell? I want to buy it. 516-777. Sold. That's a wrap.